so much for watching. Welcome to my channel. So this channel is pretty much going to be dedicated to everything Aubs, unapologetically. I mean, I am who I am. Took me a while to get here, just to be able to even post something like this on YouTube. So unapologetically Aubs, remember that. You know, I'm on Twitter, on Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, on there as well. So definitely, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, and then you can also hit like if you like the videos, and then also comment, of course, absolutely comment and let me know your feedback and things that you'd like to see for future videos. So I plan to have videos about, you know, just me talking and rambling, do some vlogging, traveling, those type of fun things, and just connect with you all. So if there's, again, anything that you want to see me talk about or want to places you want to see us go, within limits, definitely let us know, or let me know. I keep saying us because my cameraman, who don't want to be in front of the camera anyway, so we'll definitely take you all along for the ride. So here goes today's video. So today I just wanted to talk about something that's super important to me, especially during this crazy time of uncertainty. We have so many things going on in the world right now. I don't think I need to regurgitate that information because you already know. You turn it on the news, you go on Facebook, you go on Instagram, you go anywhere, you're gonna see something about what's going on in the current events in the world. So what I'd like to talk about is just the importance of keeping faith and having faith and knowing that everything is going to be okay. We're not going to be in this situation forever. Things are going to move on, and they're going to get better eventually. So when I think about faith, I just have to think about situations that I had before, and things that I had to lean on my faith for. So there have been several situations, but one of the biggest things that I always think about, and I'll never forget it, I don't think, is how I got to the role of working for the company that I currently work for. So many of you know, many of my earlier subscribers know where I am currently, but it took some work to get there and to get in faith. So I started out in Jacksonville, Florida. So I lived there. After school, I moved to Jacksonville, Florida. So I was living there and I ended up getting laid off. So not many people know that, but yes, so I was laid off, and I was working data entry at the time. The company ended up closing completely. So then after that, I did go with another temporary service, and I was working as a customer service representative. I won't say I hated it, but that wasn't it. But yeah, so that wasn't it. So I was like, man, I want to go back to Atlanta. So Atlanta is closer to home for me. I am originally from Nashville, Tennessee. I have my friends there, and a lot of my family lives in Tennessee as well. But I also went to college in Georgia, so I wanted to get back to Atlanta. So I ended up applying to a role with a temporary service for a beverage company. And so when I applied, I found out like applying to was actually making less than what I was making at the time. Also, things to keep in mind is I did not have any place to stay when I moved to Atlanta. I was technically homeless, but I was moving out and jumping out on faith. Again, in my mind, I knew I wanted to go to Atlanta, and I'm just that type of person. I just do things, which I'm working on it, but I do things quickly, and I act on those things, and I have faith that, you know, it's all gonna work out. I'll be fine. So I ended up applying, and then a little while later, I get a call back like, hey, can you come to Atlanta? Can you come in? We'd like to speak with you, and we also like you to speak with hiring managers. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Mind you, something that I did was I actually had on my application that I was already in Atlanta. I used an address for a place that I thought I was going to live. I hadn't even applied for the place. But it was a place that I thought I was going to live. So I was using that address. So I was like, sure, I can come, you know, just let me know the most convenient day for you. So we scheduled it, and it just happened to be the next day. So I ended up, actually, me and my mom, I drove up to Marianna. If anybody's familiar with Marianna, Florida, woo, hey, Marianna. But I ended up, me and my mom drove up to Atlanta from Marianna, Florida the next day. Early in the morning, we got up, went there, changed my clothes at the gas station nearby, and I was ready for my interview. I had my interview with the staffing agency, and then I did move on to speak with the hiring manager for the actual company. So, you know, had a pretty decent interview. I thought. I wasn't completely confident with it. Wasn't really sure how it would work out, but it was done. So I was like, okay, whatever. So we went back to Florida. When we got back, she stopped in Marianna, and then I went back on to Jacksonville. So when I got back to Jacksonville, I ended up working still, waiting a little bit. But when I got back, something that I did was I actually put in my notice at work. Mind you, I hadn't heard from anybody yet. But I was like, oh yeah, I got this. I put in my notice that I'd be leaving. Also let my complex know that I'd be breaking my lease because I'm going to be moving. So I ended up not hearing back from the company in Atlanta, from the staffing agency. You know, a couple days go by, a week goes by, and then the following week is midweek. Haven't heard anything. So I'm like, hey, just checking in. It was a pleasure speaking with you all. Just following up just to see if there's any update. And they're like, oh yeah, they're still, you know, reviewing candidates. And I'm like, okay. So, you know, call back again. And a couple days later, I'm like, oh yeah, we're waiting on background checks, blah, blah, all this other stuff. So I kid you not, the last day that I had for working, they basically called me and told me like, hey, I'd like to go ahead and offer you the position, let me know the date that it would start and all that. So faith, I didn't have a place to live. I had to end up calling my friend and just saying like, hey, you know, is it okay if I stay with you a little bit? I'm going to be moving back to Atlanta, but I have a job, but I don't have a place to stay yet. So can I stay with you? So her and her husband were amazing and let me stay with them for a couple months, I think it was, while I got on my feet and got settled. So then I did move out and get my own place. So that's just a story that, you know, only my really, 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 like a few people know. And I don't really share that, but that's one that I hold dear to my heart. Because it did exemplify the true faith that I had. And again, if I believe something, I'm going to act on it. If I believe that it can happen, I'm going to act on it. And that's what I would encourage every single person to do. If you have something in your heart, in your mind, something that you want to do, jump out and do it. I mean, at the end of the day, we only have one life that we can live. So why not make it the most beautiful one and the one that you live without any regrets? And that's another thing with this YouTube channel. Who would have thunk that I would be on YouTube talking? But it's okay. You know, sharing myself and letting the world know, you know, what I have to offer and the things that I go through. You know, just like anybody, I have my doubts. Ask the people nearest to me and the people closest to me. They will tell you that I definitely doubt myself and I require a lot of encouragement. But that's okay, because at the end of the day, I learned from those things and they made me stronger. So again, I just wanted to give that little tidbit, and again, just letting you know the importance of faith, not necessarily just right now when we're all trying to maintain and work it out and folks are, you know, teaching their babies and doing the virtual classroom thing. I salute you all. Teachers who are having to teach virtually, I salute you. Praise to you, and to the parents who are having to work from home and juggle all that. Y'all are the real MVPs. Me? I don't know. I think he knew what he was doing. because I ain't ready for that. Thank you so much for watching. I will stop rambling now. Until next time, peace.